Now I'll give the reason why Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo, and Andre Santos is the perfect midfield three with the profile of players that Chelsea have in the team under Maresca, or the profile of midfielders that Chelsea have. And I'll also give the reason why they are the best fit to play against the top 4 team in the Premier League, and again against the top big teams in Europe. And the reason why this three is also best suited to play against energy teams or high energy pressing team, you know, the intensity teams like the Crystal Palace, Newcastle, and the rest. Number one is that Enzo Fernandez should, let's say the red seed is Chelsea. This is Enzo Fernandez, this number 6 is Moses Caicedo, and this number 7 is Andre Santos. Now, I will liken these three guys to the midfielders that Liverpool had under Jurgen Klopp that played 4 Champions League final within 5 years or 4 years in 2018, 2019, and 2022. Now, in that midfield, they had Fabinho, Henderson, and Wijnaldum. These three guys, they lacked the creativity from the midfield because the strength of Liverpool's attack is on the wings and from their fullbacks. And Chelsea have that in Cucurella, who can be likened to Robertson, and then Arnold with James, who has similar, delivery and similar ability on the ball. Now Chelsea also have Palmer, and then whatever the left wing should be, Gittens, Garnacho, Neto, whosoever. Chelsea can also play that way. And now with João Pedro is built in the form of Firmino, who drops deep to create an overload in Liverpool's midfield. João Pedro often likes to drop deep to do that as well. Even though I do not like the idea that João Pedro will be Chelsea's number 9 going forward, because I don't feel his best attribute is a number 9. But that's the story for another day. Now back to the video. Already I've said it before and I'll keep saying it, that Palmer is not a number 10. He is best suited as a right winger, an inverted player that should be given the room and be given the room to roam and do whatever he wants. He is an inverted playmaker, just like Hazard was, and a lot of players are. Now back to this midfield three. If you look at this midfield three, like I said, Enzo can be the Fabinho. Fabinho do not have a lot of space to cover a lot of grounds. And again, there is also Chelsea midfield. I would liken it to Chelsea's midfield last 3 seasons. In that midfield, they had Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho. Now, in this midfield, there is no much creativity apart from the central ball progression from Jorginho, who brings the game to his tempo, who controls the game and brings it to his own pace. Enzo Fernandez have that ability, and I think Enzo Fernandez is more athletic than even Jorginho. Now, a lot of people are saying, what of defensive wise, if he plays this deep, what of defensive, how is he going to cope? Look at Real Madrid when Cruz was there, Andre Pirlo and stuff like that. And again, what people fail to understand is that when the team is without the ball, definitely these guys are going to come down. And in this position, in this number 14 zone, there is little or no space here. There is little or no space here. So the team is likely going to, before you can dribble a player in this zone, you must be so technically gifted in close ball control and touch before you're able to dribble a player here. Jorginho is not often dribbled here. Jorginho is only dribbled or outrun when he goes to defend the channels or he goes to press aggressively high. So in this place, it's not going to be a worry. Pjanic, there has been a lot of players, even Sergio Busquets. Can he outrun Enzo? So in this place, it's not a problem. Where is a problem is if he goes to defend the channel or goes to do man-to-man press. So being here, he helps in the build-up. He can drop deep between the center backs, and being here again, he can also maybe shift just like Toni Kroos does, or a lot of them, Andre Pirlo. He can shift to be the left center back, whereby these fullbacks can push high. Playing deep with Enzo Fernandez, it will help Chelsea a lot because of his long diagonals, his switches. It will help to turn defense to attack with one single pass. That being said, why it benefits Chelsea with having Caicedo and Andre Santos as 2 number 8s, here there is no national number 10. It's because of the demand in physicality, the demand in winning the second balls, the demand in winning the turnovers in modern football now. It's a high energetic team. That's why everybody is looking for players who are not just creative, but are also physically imposing. You are looking for a player that combine physique with technique and creativity. You know, in the mode of this Reinders, Gundogan, this kind of guys that played ace now. You understand? So with Andre Santos, you would rather have Andre Santos and Moses Caicedo pressing high off the pitch when Chelsea do not have the ball. Pressing high off the pitch with number 9. You understand? These guys can win balls. This guy ball winning is one of their main attributes. Remember, Andre Santos in the youth team he was a number 6. So he wins a lot of balls. Him and Caicedo will generate more turnovers, or he will win more balls than Enzo, who is being played in this role. And again, if the opponents bypass the press from Chelsea or away from them, they also have the legs to come back and defend. And again, in the middle third, they can be able to defend the channels. They can double up on the marker. You understand? Just like Newcastle does. Just like under Liverpool, Wijnaldum will go to double up with Robertson, and then they send us in with Arnold. And again, it also helps that if Chelsea decides to start attacking from the wings, where they will make Palmer, they will build the team around Palmer. When James goes or Gusto goes to help Palmer in this right wing, Caicedo will just slot in this half space, as well as Andre Santos in this half space, to win the second balls, to win the ball back easily, and can also defend the channels with their pace. Remember, Caicedo can play the right back sometimes. Do you understand the point now? So you can see that when Chelsea are not with the ball, they're able to defend well. You understand? They have the legs there. And again, with the ball, you have your best players in their best wing doing what they like to do best. Reece James, we saw what he was able to do, the good deliveries he delivered against Manchester United. And we also saw what he was able to do with England national team. So him holding the weight, him or Gusto holding the weight here, and then Cole Palmer inverting, is the perfect thing to do. I continued clamoring that Gusto is not bad. He's only being profiled wrongly or inverted, which is not his best position. He's better off bumping down the forward. And since then, when he has been played there, do you see Chelsea fans still complaining about him? Have you not seen any very much improvement to the player he once was? Or is he not looking like the Gusto you saw under Pochettino? So that's just it. If there is a need to invert a fullback, then it should be Cucurella, because he's naturally fit for it. He's pressing. He can win the second balls. He's a dual merchant. He can invert alongside Enzo to shield Enzo better. You understand? That's the best way to do it. If not, there is no need for that. But again, Caicedo is also good on the pivot. He did it with McAllister, and even in the national team in Ecuador, he's not the one that is the number 6. Playing Caicedo on the number 6 is limiting his athleticism. Caicedo should be given the more freedom to roam. Andre Santos, on the other hand, can make late runs, and I think he's a better goal scorer than Enzo Fernandez. He's better in the air. He has the more energy to do the box-to-box role. So this is how. And look at the PSG team again. The PSG team, there is no natural number 10. I do not see the reason why Chelsea is forcing to get this natural number 10. It's not a must that you must have the natural number 10 for you to keep scoring, or for your teams, to have everybody scoring. In the PSG team, Fabian Ruiz is not a natural number 10, neither Neves. Vitinha even played the deepest. But again, you see Neves scoring. You see Fabian Ruiz scoring a lot of goals. And even their fullbacks, Hakimi and Mendes, scored lots of goals last season. I don't think there are fullbacks that have scored them last season because of their run. And remember, Reece James is a very good goal scorer. We saw it under Tuchel. 21-22 season, 2021. You understand? And Cucurella have also shown that he can score goals, can make good arrivals in the box. So why not have this strong core in the midfield that can match anybody in terms of winning duels, as well as Santos, who can also overload the box when you want him to. And when you start playing like you also discover that Caicedo even has lots more qualities. Remember, his first time passing is very, very good, and he can play those through passes. You saw it last season. So was setting Jackson up. You understand? So that is just it for me. This is the way this thing can be set up to play nicely. And if Enzo, Andre Santos and Caicedo is in the midfield, they can rotate very, very good. There will be a lot of positional rotations, just like we are seeing under Luis Enrique. Sometimes Fabian Ruiz can be deepest, Vitinha, Neves. You see how they rotate very nicely. That way, and it does not stop Palmer from also dropping deep to overload the midfield if there need to be. Or even João Pedro, who is good at doing that. And if João Pedro is dropping, he gives room for the type of wingers that Chelsea have in their left wing, Gittens and Garnacho, who are good in running behind. That way, a lot of things will be going on with Chelsea building from here, because Estevao and the winger can also attract attention and build and make the team shuffle more to this side, leaving room to this place in the far post for Chelsea to, with one switch, give 1v1 opportunity for the player to be able to create quick separation and score a goal or play a shot in their team. So that's just it. This is the perfect way this three can be used in Chelsea. I've said it, in that number 6, it should be either Enzo or Lavia. And then if Chelsea is playing against a smaller side, if Chelsea is playing against a low block team, then Santos can be on the bench. You can start João Pedro to play in that number 10 position and actually use your number 9. You can start Buonanotte. You can even start Estevao in that number 10 place and play Kupama. Two of them can be switching position swiftly. Flexibility. Instead of him, the last match against Manchester United, if not for the red card, Estevao is played on the left flank. Why is that? But that's another story for another day. The video is getting long. I want it to get so long. So tell me your thoughts and what you think about this, my suggestion or opinion, and I'll be on the comment section. This is Football Matter Catalyst and Analyst, the football pacifier and the football encyclopedia. Peace, no cheats.